Why are the globalists eating their own leader, Klaus Schwab? Is Klaus Schwab a scoundrel? Is he Dr. Evil? Yes, he is, of course. He is, but did he also scam the World Economic Forum? Fraud? That is what the WEF is claiming. And the claims are pretty thin. And I want to know the bigger story here. Like when you hear this story that Klaus Schwab is under investigation, no. Like what's the real story? What's really going on here? Why are they turning against their founder? Schwab resigned as the head of the WEF, and now the organization reports he's under investigation due to a new whistleblower letter alleging financial and ethical misconduct by the longtime leader and his wife. Now, he refutes the allegations, but he was ousted before he could even make the case about it. Some of the allegations include instructing aides to withdraw cash from the WEF funds so that he could pay masseuses. Okay. Or that they would schedule WEF meetings in fancy places so they could take trips there. Wait a minute. What? Aren't those just business expenses? This is their entire business model. As I was talking with Natalie today, like if you could think of one organization where they get together in fancy places on purpose, it's the WEF. That's their whole business model. Join the WEF. We hold conferences in fancy places. Like, what? Okay. So he has meetings in fancy places and he pays a masseuse out of the business funds. That's actually a lot of companies do that with their own healthcare plans. Like that's a business expense. Okay. So are they going to now start holding their meetings at the Hilton banquet rooms near the airport in Newark, New Jersey? Going to a Holiday Inn Express all of a sudden? Like what? Okay. Companies pay for massages for their executives all the time as part of their wellness programs. And if you want to have a business meeting in a fancy place, then you're free to do so as long as you really do hold meetings in those places. Like if you go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming and hold a meeting and you're actually in sessions all day meeting with people, that's a business expense. Doesn't matter how fancy the place is. They also say he wasn't nice to women and that he and his wife renovated a fancy home for use by the WEF, but then they controlled it too much. Okay. So this is the villa here. Take a look at this. This is Villa Mundi, a luxury property purchased before the pandemic by the World Economic Forum next to the organization's headquarters in Geneva. Now, the whistleblower says that Schwab and his wife renovated it for use by the World Economic Forum, and then they used it personally too much. Which is a lot of executives do this. I fail to see the scandal.
Yeah, and what you had said right off the top was how thin this was. Like the allegation that they're claiming he wasn't nice to women. That is not an allegation of anything. Like they're not saying he was mean to women or that he abused them in any way. They're saying, oh yeah, and it's like and he also doesn't like puppies. I mean, they might as well throw that in there too. That's about what that sounds like to me.
Right. Oh, he's not nice to women. He got angry at women. What? You're not allowed to get angry at women? Are they a protected class? You can't get mad at women. Okay, you have to like all women. Really? I worked with some evil women that I didn't like. I didn't like them. I couldn't stand them. I didn't want to be near them over the years. So this all smells very, very fishy. Maybe a clue is the celebrities that are part of this that are now throwing him overboard. According to the World Economic Forum, the Wall Street Journal says, behind the scenes, a high-stakes boardroom drama unfolded, pitting Schwab against the global power players on the forum's board. The board includes celebrities like celloist Yo-Yo Ma and politicians like Al Gore. It also has business leaders like the AXA Group CEO Thomas Burbel and Accenture CEO Julie Sweet. Okay. So maybe it's the celebrities that are part of this. I don't know. There's more to this story that I think is going to come out. To me, the whole thing smells fishy. He was going to hand over the World Economic Forum to like his family members, but now we have an interim president, which we talked about yesterday here on the show, that evil man from Nestle, former Nestle CEO. So I don't know. The whole story smells fishy to me. He's under investigation by the group that he founded. Doesn't make any sense to me. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I smell a rat. I'm telling you, I've been around too long in this business, in this racket. I smell a rat. Well, President Trump appears ready to give $5,000 bonuses for having babies. U.S. fertility rate has dropped to an all-time low, 54 births per 1,000 women in 2023. That's less than half of where it was in the 1950s. In 1957, it peaked at 129 births per 1,000 women. America has a baby crisis. And President Trump is ready to stop that decline, put that baby bonus in place for mothers, have a baby, get $5,000 from the government. It seems that that's moving forward. And he says it sounds like a good idea. I wonder how many other bonuses might be associated with it, because like Russia, as we pointed out, managed to reverse their birth gap crisis after the fall of the Soviet Union. It was devastating. No one had any money to have a baby. Couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford to live themselves. So they had a similar plan, and it's actually worked tremendously well. Russian families who have babies are able to get this bonus, but they're also able to get like that first-time home buyer credit, be able to buy a home, get a mortgage bonus on their house, encouraging them to start a family, buy a home. It's worked in Russia. The New York Times first reported the plan, saying that Trump was looking into a financial reward to increase the U.S. birth rate. Trump was asked by reporters, though, yesterday whether he might consider some kind of bonus to women for having a child. And he says, yep, that sounds like a good idea to me. Remember, J.D. Vance is all on board with this. He said the same thing. Let's have more babies in America, and he's pushing it big time.
So let me say very simply, I want more babies in the United States of America.
Now, Turf Dog in our chat here on Rumble says it doesn't fix the root cause. Right, but you've got to do something to stop the bleeding. The root cause, well, it could be what we just did in our last segment with Dane, by the way, right? Which is that you have this climate engineering that's destroying everything and lowering fertility rates. It's also the economy, and people can't afford themselves, let alone also going to feed a baby, right? So I agree with you on the root cause of it, but can you do some things now to at least stop some of the bleeding here and help people start having, because it's going to take a long time to reverse this problem right now. But of course, any good idea by President Trump has to be labeled racist by liberals. Somehow the smug morons over at The View think that this is just a racial plan a racist plan to hurt black people.
Because when I look at something like this, these proposals, I want to know why, and I want to know who's making them. And so when I looked into that, they're saying that the U.S. birth rate is declining. However, in 2024, there was a 1% increase in U.S. births. But that increase was with Hispanic mothers and Asian mothers. So they don't seem to be concerned about that increase. They seem to be more concerned about a decrease in other populations.
Say it.
No, I think I said enough.
It's not based on that.
And so, well, it's just based on a study. And so the other thing
but have they said that anywhere? I mean, I feel like it to be fair.
It's just as fair to who? It's just a.
Have they said that this is to target only white families?
Oh, I didn't say that.
You have to read between the lines.
I just gave the stats.
Yeah, but it's about economics.
These people are repugnant, absolutely repugnant. Oh, because there's been a slight increase. There's been a slight increase. She's also leaving out the fact that there's been a massive increase in mortality rates. So great, you've got this like little 1% blip. Does not account for the people that are dying prematurely from other issues. These people are repugnant. So, it's racist to want. This isn't like targeting a specific group, like Trump's going to give out $5,000 checks to white people. They've been trying to paint him as a racist for so many years. Like, they keep going back to this well, the whole very good people on both sides, BS. It's unbelievable to me. So yeah, it's just for white people. No, it's for all. It would be for all Americans who are having babies. Great. And so by her logic, then, if Hispanics are right now, even in this economic turmoil, having slightly more amounts of babies than white people, then this should oh my God, explode the Hispanic population, wouldn't it? Now they have actually more money in their pocket to feed their children, and maybe they would have been encouraged to have a third child or a fourth child. So by her logic makes zero sense. But also it would float all boats, right? Wouldn't it? I mean, maybe I'm missing something here, but it's ridiculous. You know, sitting down after the new year and kind of planning out what you want to do with your year. My birthday is New Year's Eve, so I get to kind of reset for the year. And we all get an opportunity to kind of start that year fresh, set some new goals. And maybe some of those have fallen off as we've headed to the second quarter of the year, right? It's now April. Maybe you're thinking, okay, you know, maybe I need to reset. Maybe I wanted to read more. I wanted to study more and learn a few things this year. And that's where Hillsdale College comes in. They offer more than 40 free online courses. That's right. More than 40 free online courses. You can learn about the works of C.S. Lewis, the stories in the book of Genesis, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution, which I think we need now more than ever when people are telling us that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are destroying the U.S. Constitution. Oh, really? Why don't you read it? And maybe you could take a course on it from Hillsdale College, or the rise and fall of the Roman Republic, or the history of the ancient Christian church. All of it is free. The courses are self-paced. You can start whenever you want, wherever you want, and you can start for free. Right now, go over to hillsdale.edu/redacted to enroll for free. There's no cost. It's easy to get started. I've taken, I think, 2 of their courses now, and they're really, really good. That's hillsdale.edu/redacted to enroll for free. Get some free education. A Minnesota state employee, Dylan Adams, who works as a fiscal policy analyst for Governor Tim Walz's Department of Human Services, was caught on video allegedly vandalizing 6 Teslas, racking up over $21,000 in damage. Here's just some of the hidden footage. I love that people don't realize that Teslas have cameras all over them. So here he comes walking a dog. Oh, you know what, Tesla, I'm just going to scratch the hell out of that car. Bye. No, that wasn't enough. Another day, another outfit that he's wearing. Here in a parking lot, just going to walk up. This one's recording. There he comes and just decides to scratch this one as well. He's like scoping them out. It's like, I think he's like going all over Minnesota right now. It's like going all over the place, trying to damage these cars, drawing right in them. So he was caught, of course. Here's his mugshot. What are the consequences? Apparently none. On Monday, Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty's office announced that they won't be filing felony charges. Instead, they're opting for something they're calling pre-charge diversion. Pre-charge diversion, which basically means Adams walks away without a criminal record as long as he meets a few requirements. So just imagine for a second if this situation were reversed. What if a conservative did the same thing to cars with, like, I don't know, progressive bumper stickers on them, like a Bernie Sanders bumper sticker, or like a Black Lives Matter bumper sticker, or, you know, name your, I don't know, LGBTQ plus MS-13 bumper sticker, you know? Would they be given the same slap on the wrist? Of course not. The media would be all over it. They'd be covering it like crazy. By the way, you're never going to see this story on the mainstream media. Like, this story here is not going to be featured on MSNBC, CNN, the Nightly News with Lester Holt, if he still has a job, the Today Show, The View. No coverage of it whatsoever. So Minnesota already is in chaos as it is. So you think that they wouldn't want to be playing these games, but I guess if you just target the right people, you just go after conservatives, then I guess you're fine. And the Tim Walz's Hennepin County attorney, we're not going to prosecute. He's fine. No worries. Unbelievable. So I'd be curious what will he face? Will he face some sort of, how many fines? We don't know yet. We don't actually know. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below.